Good morning, everybody. Monday, here it comes around again. I hope you all had a good weekend. And my question that came to me yesterday was to ask everyone, what was a moment of joy for you? You know, we're here working on our development of our inner being and our heart. And I was just curious to see, are you enabling yourself to, in a moment, have the thoughts become joyful, have the feelings in your heart to emerge? So I understand there's not a lot of people on right now, but Paul or Carol or Anik, did you have a moment of joy this weekend? Anybody? Maybe someone who's sitting out there and hasn't chimed in. I find out more all the time. There's more and more of those. But that's all right. At least you come. So I'll go ahead and we'll get the energy set as you're all thinking. Here's Maya. Good morning. Myra, I just asked everyone if they would see if they had a moment of joy this weekend and share it with the group. We want to begin to see how this community here and what we do is beginning to change your life and give you new opportunity. So I'm going to assume, if there's no answer, that no one had any joy this weekend, and I don't believe that that's true. So let's call in the light of the I Am Presence to come and to surround our circle. And we'll reach out to Lord Gautama Buddha to put his blue protective light 4 inches all around us, allowing nothing but true light of God within us. And let's call in that light of God and have it come down within our heart. And let yourself feel. That's what the heart is for, is to feel love, to feel truth and expansion of consciousness. All right? Very good. And we're going to ask all the angels and all the ascended masters and those whom are of the universe walking on their path of light to come and be with us today. So Anik is responding. Yes, she made a nice walk in nature and you saw many beautiful flowers. Wonderful. Very, very wonderful. I had a lot of moments of joy on the weekend. We live here where we're on the lake. We have a geese family, I guess you would say. We had some interaction with them, and it's very interesting that you can almost see their human qualities and how they gather as a group, and how when someone's ill, they all gather, but then they go off, but they come back. Very, very fascinating. And we were just busy doing joyful things. We made food that we both was excited about and was delicious. And you have to see life through different glasses than wherever it is you might be seeing them. And Paul, a suggestion came to me when I saw your hello warning to Sophia and all from PA, and I want you to contemplate having it be to everyone in our community. Because when we think of you, we don't separate you to a Pennsylvania person. We think of you as part of our community. So just a thought. And he's saying, well, not a lot going on here, but today the sun is out. He loves it. I walked a lot this weekend and loved it. Sounds good, Paul. So let your heart expand beyond Pennsylvania. Know that that quality of love you have can touch the world and beyond. It's all possible. Okay? Good morning, Lauren. Mm-hmm. And Marby, good morning. And so we're going to talk about healing today because it's the Eye of Horus. And let me see 1 minute. We want to talk about the frequency and the place of light that's coming from within you. The other day we worked with beginning to take your hands out and feel consciousness. So now I want you to contemplate within yourself. And if you can perceive what, if you held in your hands consciousness, can you imagine what that looks like? Because if you really don't know, then you don't know how to work with this that evolves around you out further in your field. So let's take your hand and imagine, what is it going to look like? It's going to be an intense, brilliant light. And there'll be many cells of that light, which creates a frequency. So upon awareness of it, it enhances itself. And that's an important thing for you to remember. The more you take the time to perceive your energy, to embrace the consciousness of God that's evolving and becoming more and more around you, the greater intensity of that light that you're going to have, and things in your life, your community are going to change, and you are going to shift. You'll find out you're thinking of things much differently. So let's take this handful of conscious light from around your aura and let's focus. Let a beam of light from your forehead, your third eye, with an intention of expansion. That's going to be, it looks like a light blue color. And as we do that, our hands kind of disappear and you begin to see the consciousness around you. And you can begin to feel it's quickening. It's not just here and not moving. There's movement all the way from the first level of the field, which is very close to the body, the second level, which is the emotions, and it expands out. I see a lot of expansion in this second level for people, for your emotions have been locked down. When we talk about feeling joy, that's not something to have to dig out of somewhere. It's there, and it's walking with you. It is dependent on how your perception of it throughout the day, and it's not like you have to sit and focus on that, but you must become awake. And that's what this first piece of so much is happening today is about. It's awakening. Awakening to about an inch over the top of your skin, there is a consciousness of God from your own development that exists there. So when we contemplate, then it becomes more of a blue energy, and you touch that level. Feel if you can feel in the body the shift that makes to that energy that's out around the first level of the field, which is your health and your well-being, and you're willing to get up and go out. Yes. And to be walking with God. So now we're going to do the same thing and take it out to the second level of your field. All the emotions. And understand, for most of you, emotions are not all free. Some of them are in separation and holding patterns. Let's call them the patterns. So as we bring this consciousness out and around that second layer of the field. Release, release, release. I let go, I let go, let go. I am the light. I am the light of God. I am free. These are all truths that need to be for you. So you can see right here, my light is expanding, keeps flickering. It's doing the same for you to the level that you're willing to let it go. Let's go to the third level, solar plexus, empowerment, owning that you are a child of God. You know, I say that to people and I always see in their face like, what does she mean? Meaning that that spark of light that created the human being, not from your mom and your dad, but from even being a being, is from God. So mother and father are your true experience where that comes from. And it's studying long enough, deep enough to understand deep within the heart there is a spark of light. And as you begin to get to where you own that, your field, your awakening all begins to become easier. So let's take that level of consciousness that we have in our hand and acknowledge I am a spark of light from the love of God. And take it out to that third level of your field. It's your mental field. You know what I say to people? It looks just like mental, bumper to bumper traffic. And that's for all of you to shift. How can you be like bumper and bumper traffic, constantly thinking if the spark of God, the precious experience of your being, is alive there? I am a child of God. So let's take this moment. And I hear somewhere, what do you want me to do? I want you to bring the violet flame through that third level of your field, letting go of whatever isn't true. All these separated thoughts that you believe identify you, there's no longer any use for them if you're willing to let go. And certainly that's everybody's choice. So we're going to go to the third level. And you can begin to feel, I would think, calmer and a greater expansion. Yeah, just clear out all the mental debris, all those things that keep your mind going and going and going. All the things of who am I, here's what I am, I want to be this, I want to be that. Those are all ego. They're a part of the separation because when you're in ego, you're separated from your true experience of God. Who you are is fully happy just being you, not having to have something or about something or doing something. Fourth level, which is our heart. And you probably know as well as I do, I would hope, the heart is all about love. Love of God, love of self, love of everything you see. Now we all know, most of the time, perhaps that isn't the depth that your heart chakra is feeling. And where do we find that? Out in that fourth level of consciousness. So when we go here, I can feel heartache, I can feel pain, whoever it is that that's from. Yeah. So let's bring that spark of light, bring the blue light from our third eye to it, and just bathe that fourth level of our consciousness to set it free. Not all of it will go for everyone because there are lessons that are set in karma that are purposeful, but ignoring it isn't helping. That's what healing is about. You need to look at it. You need to look at it. What is it? What's it going to change for me? And what do I do with that new space that's now emptiness? You must then fill it with love. So let's bring love from a beautiful pink lotus that Metatron gave you the other day. Here's where that love goes. That pink, beautiful, almost like parts of the lotus will have a diamond reaction in the vision. Let's take a few breaths. A few breaths. And you can begin now feel that you're not just the human sitting there. You are awake in the consciousness that's sitting there with you. And we're only doing 4 levels yet. So what are we working on here in this channel? Is to have that part of you be alive and magical. What does magical mean? Magical and love are the same word. It's for you to become a loving being, that which you and that spark of light were meant to be. And so be it. Now, 5th level. This can be one of the most distorted field from the throat chakra. Why? Most people don't speak truth. Most people contrive or fit things in to work out the way they wanted to, and they have a way to turn that whistle. But it's also out here. So you can see most 5th fields are only about this big. So let's open them up. And again, that's it. Bring the violet flame through it and let it go. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A lot of cleaning. Very good. Big difference. I'm not going to say that field has cleared as much as the others, because like I said, it's the most twisted one. Remember, throat chakra in the back is loving yourself, accepting yourself, and having courage and confidence. So I think you would most likely agree with me that there's some things going on there that you haven't paid attention to let them come up and brew themselves so they can be loved and let go. That's the magic, is to not want to stay stuck and in distortion and not feeling good and allowing things to upset you and to bother you, or not to own who you really are. Truly, you have to become where you're in surrender. So let's go to the 6th level. 3rd eye, wow. 6th level, bring the consciousness of that light from the lotus out and around you. Again, a lot going on there. But if you take the time, you can see how quickly for you. How long will this last we're doing? I don't know. Everyone will be different. But I know what will be powerful is what if you start doing it for yourself every day. Clearing your consciousness by holding it and letting it bathe the different levels. How could that not be anything but wonderful? Because you're allowing Mother and Father God to really have a participation in the experience of who you are as their child. So, the last one we'll talk here about today is The crown chakra is where you receive thoughts from Father, Mother. There are 1,000 petals of pink. For me, they're like an umbrella. Woof! And they cover over me no matter where I'm walking or what I'm doing. And through the years of my connection, it's always there. It's always connected, coming in through my channel. And there is no doubt. So, if we look out over some of you, not a judgment, but the canopy's not even developed. How do you do that? Same way you do all the other chakras, you do the work. You begin to reach out and ask God to come to you. And it may not happen 20 times, 100 times. It's about you surrendering the illusion you've been living to want to touch Him to know the truth. And when it does come, I can tell you a wonderful story. Sorry if I've told you before, but in the beginning, I first saw God as the flame. It was just a flame that would roar in front of my face. And we were doing okay with that. And then one day, as I was doing an initiation of the Babaji meditation, I heard him tell me, go look out your window. Now, behind where we lived, there was like a 10-foot lawn that was the whole length of a number of places where people lived. And as we had went and traveled all around the country, a message of God being with us was always 3 deer. One usually had a great rack. Well, this is in Pennsylvania, and I go out and here coming, dashing down this grass path were one masterful male and the 2 doe running down this thing. And I had to think about it. He told me to go here. That's what we knew was always the sign of God. And for the first time, I saw Him differently. He wasn't just a flame in my mind. I saw Him. So you just never know when, on some level, you're prepared to have your relation with Him become more. Once you give up having a relationship with you that may not be even real, you'll be able to have space to let Him remind you the truth of who you are. Another time when you perhaps were an angel. Another time when you were maybe up in the Himalayas and walked in the cold and thought it was nothing. These are the things that are going to reactivate the truth of who you are inside. Remember that mental field's very busy. It has its own thing it's doing. And I know you can feel and see the light of mine. So let me expand this one, which goes, my field goes out like 20 miles. So people who aren't even here sitting with me feel my light. And people who live near me, they're all changing. They don't know why. It's not that I'm doing anything. It's the energy of God that's moving through me. So what I'm sharing with you is how to support yourself in more light, in more understanding. 7th level of the field is God coming and teaching you, sharing with you. And it's the pink love. God is love. There is no denial of that. Mother will be awake and alive in your heart because she's there to help you on the journey of the soul. The soul opens to the doorway in the heart. So, if you have questions, I hope you're feeling great. I mean, it feels pretty clear as I look at everyone here, much clearer than it was. And what hasn't been clear to the level of what healing you may need, we'll just trottle back in But if you keep doing it and begin to get where you can pick, wow, that was something about my childhood, maybe I should look at that. That's how growth is really going to happen to where you can be in service for God. Any questions here? Lauren says she feels better. Of course, because you don't have any of the thoughts that have created your aura. You're going to live in the consciousness of light, which is your true aura. Two different things. And that's why someone on a third chakra level could, which is usually a place where there's tug and pull, but the aura of that chakra will be very muddy. And right now, we had just went through and cleared. Okay? Paul says he can feel it as well. I don't know what that means, Lauren, is to make a bird's nest. But are you going to practice this, Paul? How about you, Myra? Or Annie? Or Marby? Wasn't difficult. It's knowing that by calling forth God in your hands, he'll show up. So what Paul says, yes, he will. It will change your life. What I'm doing here, when I talk to you, I look at it and I'm like, Lord, show me. How do I help these people shift? How do I help these people know you? And today, actually, this was also brought from God and Metatron. And, it's what you're going to make for breakfast. I see. Well, we're not talking about breakfast here. We're talking about changing lives. We're talking about becoming the love that you all have maybe touched and wanted to be yours. We're talking about becoming a being of light. I know those words sing somewhere inside of all of you. But this is why. Because not only will the chakra itself become more connected so that through the universe, wherever all that comes, it's going to have a clear opportunity versus the little openings at the end of the chakra get all clogged when it's negative, to where some of them don't even work. And that's not what we're looking for here. We're looking for bushels of light to be surrounding you so you can feel all the love there is and be in joy all the time. No, I'm not kidding. There are those of us who live in joy. How do we do it? Over years of study, for sure, but also because we have a perception that is different than what our human is, which we are taught. We give ourselves permission to be more than that and to discover that which is the hidden secrets, that there's a consciousness that's within us that always has been, and to discover it. And we become ecstatic when it begins to show up. All right, any questions from anybody? So today was the Eye of the Horus. I think I have mine on. Yeah, I do. The pineal gland. And it can get dirty also with stuff. Mostly perhaps from spirit, or not God's spirit, but negative spirit, or from other people. You're welcome, Lauren. But again, You do the same thing for the pineal gland. I'm not going to do it here because that's a development that you need to experience and have on your own. Yes, I think you've asked me that question before. And when I sat in meditation and talked to Althea, she says, what you don't understand is when you're in heaven, you create whatever you want. So even if there isn't, if there's some day that you are there, you can create a Christmas town. Or maybe it is there. There's not anything defining existence other than the definingness of love, God's love. Okay? So if Christmas is what makes people feel happy, then certainly that's what they believe is existent in heaven. So whatever you all have planned today, I hope you're going to have a little bit of a laughter and feel good with to whatever level your fields, as we went through them, were able to release. Yes. I will not say that it's going to stay that way. Absolutely not, because that's for your work to do. Today was a demonstration that if you put your head to the book and to the wealth of light, you will discover yourself and be able to create that for yourself. The love and a higher consciousness. It's the answer. All right. Much love to you, Paul. Okay, Anna, thank you for your support and your love. Thank you very much, Anna. Have a wonderful day. I think I'll talk to you tomorrow. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Hopefully it brings you a little bit closer to feeling more, to experiencing more the light and believing. I have a pillow that is red. It has the words believe in gold. And I wish I could have enough money to give everyone one. Because you have to believe it's real and it's truth. Because if you don't, it's going to come for you to be able to have that choice. So, Barbie, you're welcome. Much love to you, too. So, I will be back tomorrow with messages. And I want to let you know they're not psychic messages. They come from Mother. And I may have others join in also. So, amen. All right. Well, I hope you share how you felt today. And if you could feel the light, and I will be appreciative of that. So, blessings to everyone. Much love to all of you. And I'll be back tomorrow. Bye.